We're learning new details about a deadly accident in Johnston. We now know the names of two pedestrians struck by a Jeep on Hartford Avenue last night around 10 o'clock. And we've also learned that one of those victims has died and the other is in critical condition.
We're also uncovering more about the driver and what might have caused that accident. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell is live in Lincoln now with what she's learned on our top local story.
Police tell us the victim's name was Sandra White. She was 45 years old and her last known address was in Cumberland. Police tell us she and her boyfriend were crossing the street when they were hit by a Jeep. A woman has died. A man remains in critical condition. Johnston police tell us Sandra White and Keith Nunes were hit by this Jeep just before 10 o'clock Monday night.
There was no crosswalk involved where they crossed. They had dark clothing on. It was nighttime. It was rainy. It was foggy. So there were a lot of contributing factors to this unfortunate accident.
Police tell us White and Nunes had just left a bus stop. They were walking along Hartford Avenue, then tried to cross the street here near the park.
We don't believe the motor vehicle saw them cross the roadway, so they took on the full impact of the motor vehicle as they were crossing.
When we got to the scene, we spotted clothing in the middle of the road and a Jeep straddling the double yellow lines. Police tell us the 19-year-old who hit the pedestrians stopped at the scene.
He's a young man who's very upset right now. Last night, he was brought here to the station, came here voluntarily. We did do a series of field sobriety testing to make sure there was no impairment, either drugs or alcohol, and he passed all those tests.
The driver is not facing any charges at this time. Now police are trying to track down Keith Nunes' family or friends.
We're looking to make contact with a family member or a friend just to get some information as to what his destination was in Johnston and if there's any relatives that need to be notified.
Police tell us Nunes' last known address was Harrington Hall in Cranston. Again, Keith Nunes is in critical condition at Rhode Island Hospital right now as police continue their investigation. Coming up new at 6, what the deputy chief has to say when we asked him if there is anything that drivers and pedestrians can learn from this crash. Live at the mobile newsroom, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.
We begin with a deadly accident in Johnston. One of the two pedestrians hit has died.
It's a story we first brought you as breaking news last night on Eyewitness News at 11.
New at 6, what police say drivers and pedestrians can learn from this accident. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell joins us now live with the Northwest Mobile Newsroom.
It's important to note that police don't believe the driver in this case did anything wrong, but they say in general, when the weather is bad like it was last night, everyone can use extra caution. It was rainy and foggy last night when a 19-year-old crashed into Sandra White and Keith Nunes. The pair was walking across Hartford Avenue in Johnston.
We don't believe the motor vehicle saw them cross the roadway, so they took on the full impact of the motor vehicle as they were crossing.
White died this morning at the hospital. She was 45 years old. Nunes remains in critical condition. Police tell us speed, drugs, and alcohol were not factors in the accident, so we asked the deputy police chief if there's anything drivers and pedestrians can learn from the crash.
Conditions where the situations are like last night, where they're rainy and foggy, it's wise to maybe go below the speed limit. And for pedestrians, to make sure you're in a marked crosswalk. Crosswalks are there for a reason. They should always be utilized as much as possible.
The driver of the Jeep involved in the crash is not facing any criminal charges or motor vehicle violations. So far, police have not been able to track down Keith Nunes' friends or family. They are asking that if you know Keith Nunes to give police a call. Live in Johnston with the mobile newsroom, Susan Campbell, Eyewitness News.